Previews was introduced in SwiftUI, but the learning curve of using and setting up previews is a little bit steep. So today I'm going to talk about previews. You will learn everything you need to know about previews. You will learn how to use them in playgrounds. You will learn how to use them in the SwiftUI project. Also, you will learn how to use them in UIKit programmatically and in storyboards. So if this is what you want to learn, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and open up Xcode. So let's dive in. So let's learn everything you have to know about previews. We will talk about previews in playgrounds, previews in SwiftUI, in UIKit programmatically, and with storyboards. So there's a lot to cover here. Go ahead and check out the captions down below where you can see, or you can just jump where you want to learn about previews. So let's just jump right into it. Before we do that, let me just remind you about Dev Factory, 60 minutes, one-on-one Zoom call with me. If you have a bug in your code, or if you do want to learn SwiftUI or UIKit for that matter, go ahead and check out rebeloper.com/mentoring. So let's dive into today's video. We are going to talk about previews, and first of all, let's take care of the playground support, because that is really interesting, and yeah, that's kind of the basic stuff. So let's open up Xcode and let's create a brand new project. So let me just close this and let's go to File, New, and Playground. And I will name this, let's see, what should we name this? Let's go, let's have it as a blank, and let's select our code file here, and let's call this, let's create that. And as you can see, here we have a plain old playground. It says hello playground. Now what we want to do is just add previews right in here. Yes, it can be done, and I will show you how to do that right now. So first of all, besides importing UIKit, we want to import SwiftUI. So let's just import SwiftUI, and we also want to import playground support. So import playground support. Okay, so first thing we want to add in here is a content view. So let's just go struct. There we go. Yeah, it needs to be of some type of view. Let me just have that colon there. And a view needs to have a body. So that's its requirement. And inside our body, let's add a text, and let's add in here. Now, what we want to do is just create a UI hosting controller for our view controller, our content view, because what we are going to do is just present our view controller actually. So after our content view that we are going to work on, maybe later on, we are going to create a view controller. Okay, and that is a UI hosting controller with a root view. There we go. Let's just select root view, and our root view is our content view actually. Okay, that's great. Now we want to set up our live view, because yeah, this preview will be actually some sort of preview. It will be our live view on our playground, and we will set needs indefinite execution. Okay, so playground support, playground page dot current dot live view equals, let's set this to our view controller that we have created, and again playground page dot current dot needs indefinite execution. Let's set this to true. Okay, so that's okay. How do we actually see this? Well, if we just go and select live view, so make sure that you have checked a live view, and you just run your playground, and yeah, that should just build and show you what we got here. So usually I just go and let me just move this out of the way as short as possible, and here we go. We have hello playground. Now if we just add an exclamation mark there, so you can see it's not a live preview, you want to relaunch it, so tap the play button and now you can see it. But actually this is a really nice way to just simply visualize your views in playgrounds. Well, that's playgrounds. Let's move on. And let's just create a brand new SwiftUI app. So let me just move this out of the way. Don't forget about that factory. And under Xcode, let's go File, New, and let's create a new project. Okay, so let me just resize this so you can see it better. There we go. Okay, so let's select App and let's click on Next here. And let's name this SwiftUI Previews. Make sure that you are selecting SwiftUI as the interface and the SwiftUI app as the lifecycle. Of course, language is Swift. So let's click on Next here. Code is okay, so let's create that. And let's just wait for it, and there we go. Okay, so first thing first, let's just click on this resume, and we will see the default preview, and this preview is defaulting to whatever target you have selected here under the scheme iPod Touch 7th generation. That's what we have right over here. Let me just move this out of the way so we can see it much better. Okay, so let's resize it. Nice. Okay, that's great. And yeah, if we just delete this exclamation mark, as you can see, it's automatically updating much better than in the playgrounds. But what we want to actually do is just have a little bit more power of our previews, and for that we are going to use some view modifiers inside the preview provider. So first thing is that I don't want to use the default like iPod Touch 7th generation as my preview. I want to be able to set the device that I want to look at, and for that we are going to just go under the content view right over here and just add a dot preview device. Preview device. Okay, we want to specify here a preview device. There we go, and that has a row value. Now the string, let's just add in here iPhone SE. So iPhone SE. Now make sure that you are actually providing iPhone SE right over here, and I think it automatically updated itself. Let's see if I just add the exclamation right over here. Yes, there we go. But actually we don't really see, well, before we are adding a display name, let me just show you how you can use this in light mode or dark mode. So let's just add in here an environment. You want to choose the one with the key path and value. The key path is /dot and color scheme. There we go, and let's just go with let's say for dark. Of course we won't see the hello world printed out because when it is in dark the text is automatically setting this to be set to the white. So maybe if we just add a background color here, I don't really care because I did create a really nice library for you which takes care all of this. So let's just go back to a light. Okay, and there we go, we have our light environment. Okay, so next up, I want to, as you can see here, it says preview. Well, I don't want to say preview, I want to say that it's iPhone SE. I can't really know which one is this. So let's just go ahead and add a preview display name. So preview display name, it's a string, so I just copy out iPhone SE. So let me just paste that in there. And as you can see, it automatically updated itself. Now we are on an iPhone SE. Okay, but what if we don't want the whole iPhone case, in this case, to be shown? Maybe we are just working on a subview and we don't want to see all of this. Well, let's just create a new preview, and I will just use content view again. So if I just add in here content view, it will just again use the default selected iPod Touch 7th generation. As you can see here, we have our preview, and here we have iPhone SE. That's great, but yeah, that's not what I want to talk about. I want to see only this text with that padding, of course. And for that, we just want to set it's preview layout. So let's just go preview layout, and we can just go with the device. So we can set a device fixed. Yeah, we are going to tackle that later on, but in our case we want to use size that fits, and that's the first and last one. Okay, size that fits. Let's just scroll down, and there we go. We just have our hello world text with our padding, and it's setting the size that it will fit our actual content view. Okay, that's great, but what if I want to have multiple devices? Well, we can do that. Let me just copy this out and paste it right over there. Now we have two SEs, but I want to go with, let's say, iPhone 11. Let's just make this as 11. Okay. Well, that's great. We have iPhone 11 on the light mode, also iPhone SE. Yeah, looking great. But what if I want to have dark mode enabled right over here? So let's just go with dark right over there. Okay, that will also work. As you can see, we have iPhone 11, but now we have quite a lot of code, and yeah, we just added here some of the devices that you can use. But how can we make this code a little bit easier, or maybe just add a few lines of code on the content view and we have the same effect or even better effects? Well, it turns out that it's quite complicated, but I have created a library for that. The underlying code is just this. So preview device, environments, and preview display modes, all of that stuff. But it's making it a lot easier. So let's just comment this out. And yeah, just think of, you would need to just copy and paste all of this code into all of your views. And yeah, it's cumbersome and it's error prone, typo prone, error prone. Yes, so we have our content view right over here. So what we want to do is we just want to go ahead and download the resources. So there's a link for the resources. It will take you to my site where you can sign up and you will have all the resources for all of my YouTube videos. And what you want to do, you will see that we have preview kit right over here. It has a preview device plus UI view controller plus preview. So yeah, you can take a look at it. Once we go through it, you will understand what it does. So what you want to do is just go ahead and drag and drop it right over there. Copy items if needed is checked. Add to target is checked, and create groups is also checked. Make sure that you have all of those. Okay, so we have our preview kit added in there. So yeah, let's just play around with it. Let me just have a little bit more size over here. So how are we going to actually use preview kit? Well, the most simple way of doing it is just adding a dot preview, and you just want to add a preview. So that's our default preview, but yeah, we can do a lot better than that. So let's just add our opening parentheses. As you can see, we have device, color scheme, display name. Also, we have with a width and a height, and with height, color scheme, and display name. So quite a lot of options that we have here. Let's just choose the one with the device, color scheme, and display name. Okay. For the device, now we have a preview device, and all of them are optional. That's why we could just add it as an empty initializer. But for now, let's just add in here a dot, and here we go. We have Apple TV, Apple 4K, so we can have a lot here. You don't have to worry about typing these strings out. Let's just go for iPhone. Yeah, let's just go for iPhone 8. That is great. So color scheme, maybe let's just go to dark. Of course, these are optional, but I will just go ahead and add them. And if the display name is set to nil, or we just delete this, it will just use iPhone 8. Otherwise, let's just go and add in here, for example, my preview. Okay, let's see. There we go. We have my preview. Maybe let's just make this a little bit smaller. There we go. So iPhone 8, my preview. If we just delete the display name, it will automatically infer that it's iPhone 8. Really nice. Also, we have now dark mode enabled. But if we just delete the color scheme, it will be light mode. That's our default value. And of course, if we just delete the device, then we will just have our size that fits. Really, really nice. Okay, so that's great. But yeah, I was talking about having multiple iPhones, one on top of each other, so we have multiple previews of that. How can we actually do that? Well, if you just go ahead and start typing out preview right over here, you will see that we already chose the one with the preview, but we also have one with a preview and the data. So we can have a preview data. So let's choose that and let's create our preview data right over here. Now our preview data will be actually an array of these previews. Let's just type this out so you can see it better. So let's see, static let's just go preview data equals preview data. That's the one. And what you want to add, well, you could just go with one preview, but yeah, you just have it there. But actually, you want to go with previews right over here. And it's an array of previews, as you can see. Let's just have open brackets, close brackets, and let's just add in here some previews. So we have our preview. And let's just go with our default preview because I can see that we do have that right over here. Now, if I just add our preview data right over there, now it should work as expected. Let's see what's going on here. Let's remove static. Okay. For some reason, it needed to remove static. I thought that it needed static, but yeah, that is okay. So now we have our iPhone 12 Pro Max added in there. That's a default preview that I just thought that it would be our default preview. But I want to add even more. So let me just talk a little bit about setting a certain width and a height. So let's just go preview, and now let's just select width and height. And why not let's select 700 and 500. Okay, and let's just go ahead. Oh, we need a comment right over here because it's an array. And there we go. We have our preview added right over there. I will make this a little bit smaller. I know we can't see the hello world text, but you can see the actual previews popping up there. Okay, next up, I want to go and create another preview. And let's just go and create a preview. Let's see, let's go for color scheme only. So device, we are going to use a simple device. So the default device, the color scheme, let's just go for dark. And display name, I don't care about the display name. Okay, so you could just go and add it like so. Oh, I forgot again about the comment. So there we go. We have size that fits with a dark color scheme. Really, really nice. Okay, what else do I want to add? Well, maybe I just want to create a separate preview data, and let's go for an iPhone 12 and light and dark mode. All I care about is the light and dark mode. So let's create a new one. Maybe let preview data 2 equals preview data. Oh, sorry about that. We need to have capital P here. So preview data with a oh, come on. Preview data with previews, and we are just going to have two previews. And the first one for our preview is the device, and let's just go for iPhone 12 color scheme dot light. Okay, display name iPhone 12 will be okay, and let's just have this as dark. So that would be another really nice use case. So let's just go with dark right over here, and now we're just going to set preview data right over there. Okay, so let's just wait for this to initialize, and there we go. Of course, we are not using preview data. That's why we have that warning right over there. Okay, that's kind of okay, but yeah, we have quite a lot here. So again, we just want to have as few lines as possible. So in order to do that, I have created, so we can also create a preview manager. Why not? So let's create a new file right over here. So new file, and let it be a Swift file and preview manager. Okay, so let's create that, and let's import SwiftUI, of course, SwiftUI, and let's create a struct, and that will be our preview manager. Okay, so what do we actually want to add in here? Well, we first want to define all of our previews, and then we want to set our preview data. So let's create our first preview. So let first preview, let that be, let me just go back and copy that out. This is okay. So the default preview. Yeah, and you can add as many previews as you want right over here. Just make sure that you name them appropriately, so you do know what those previews are. So maybe second preview. Let me just go back again and just copy this out and paste it in there. Okay, and let's just go for our static let and third preview. Okay, now you could just go with the light and dark mode for like dark preview, light preview for the iPhone 12s. I won't go into that for now because yeah, it's taking up a lot of time to just copy and paste all of this stuff. But so now let me just show you how to use this. So let's go and hide this so we have a lot more space. Okay. Let's uncomment all of these, and now we can just use preview. There we go, preview. Okay, let's just wait for auto completion. Okay, preview, there we go, and we want to choose the one with the preview, and we just go preview manager, preview. Oh, I want to hit Command B because auto completion won't recognize preview manager. There we go, preview manager dot, and now you can just choose first, second, third, whatever you want. And let's just hit resume right over here, and we should see only iPhone 12 Pro Max. That's the default one, if you recall that. Okay, that's great, but what if I want to use a lot more? So I want to use that preview data. So let's create also some preview data in the preview manager. So let me just move that out of the way, and let's create a new struct so we can hold all of our preview data. I will just call it data, and let's create a new one. So static let preview data equals preview data. Okay, with some previews, and yeah, you can add some previews. Let's just add well, the first two. So preview manager dot first preview, comma, preview manager dot second preview. And now we can just go ahead and use this. And let me just show you how we are going to use it. Let's move this out of the way so we may have a lot more space. There we go. And now we can just go preview. Let me just move this a little bit up. Okay, preview, choose the one with the data, and preview manager dot data. Oh, I need to hit Command B again so we get auto completion. There we go. Let's just wait for this. Data, come on. There we go. Data dot and preview data. And let's resume. And now we will have those two. So really, really nice. As you can see, just one single line of code replacing all of that code. And yeah, just think about how much time and how many lines you will save on your other views. And that's it for our SwiftUI previews. But I want to make it even further. Let's go ahead and take a look at how we can use previews in UIKit. So let's create a brand new Xcode project that is in UIKit. So let's go to File, New, and then Project. Okay, let's just move this so we can see it better. And select App. Let's click on Next. Let's see, let's name this. So there are two parts here. We can either use UIKit programmatically, or we may use it in storyboards. So let's tackle first of all the programmatic way, and then we are going to talk about how we can do this in storyboards. So the programmatic way, let's just name this. How should we name this? Well, maybe let's just go and UIKit previews. Well, that's okay. What you want to do here is just select storyboard for the interface and then UIKit app delegate. So yeah, that's the only thing that we can choose. So let's click on next here. Yeah, it should live right over there. That's great. So yeah, what we want to do first, because we are going to add a view controller programmatically, we want to remove the main.storyboard. So here's how to do that. Let's just first of all move to trash our actual file. Then what we want to do is just delete the main from the main interface. You just want to do that. And then under info, let me just have a little bit more room here. You just go supported interface orientation. Oh, sorry, not that one, but required application scene manifest. There we go. Scene configuration, application session role, item 0. And here you see that we have a main. Now, you don't want to just simply delete it like the value. You want to delete the whole key value pair. Just click on this minus button. There we go. Okay, so now we got rid of our main.storyboard. What we want to do is actually initialize the view controller from our scene delegate. And that is pretty straightforward. You just want to name your window scene right over here. So window scene, and we are going to use this window scene to initialize our window and set our root view controller as the view controller. So let's just go and select window equals UI window, and we are going to initialize it with the window scene, as I told you. So window scene, there we go. Next up, we want to set our Windows root view controller to be the view controller. That's great. And finally, we just want to make this key and visible. So window make key and visible. Okay, so that will actually show the view controller as the root. Okay, so that's that. We can now move into our view controller, and yeah, let's see some previews already. And for that, yeah, you can just go ahead and use the standard preview view modifiers, but I'm just going to assume that you really liked preview kit. I'm just going to drag and drop it right over here also, and just show you how awesome it is. Okay, so let's just click on finish here. Great. So let's go ahead and under the view controller. So yeah, one thing to note here, let me just move back right over here. What you actually want to do is just set this in an if-else debug statement. So hash if debug, yes, just use the one with the all caps. And under here, let's just go and hashtag and if. Okay, so this means that this code will be used only if we are in debug mode, not in production mode. So this is a really good rule of thumb to follow. Okay, so let's move back to our view controller and let's create the same thing. But in our case, we also want to know if we can import SwiftUI. So let me just move this out of the way and start typing. If debug and, so two and signs there, can import, so can import, there we go, and SwiftUI, so if we can, and here we just go and if. Okay, so this is where we are going to add our code. First of all, let's import SwiftUI, import SwiftUI. Okay, and secondly, this preview provider can be only accessed in iOS 13. So let's see, at available iOS 13 and comma, and that's how you know that the following function or struct is available. Okay, so what we want to do is just create a struct, and we are going to name this, I don't know, maybe view controller previews, or just preview. Let's just go with the preview. Okay, and this needs to be adhering to the preview provider. Now there we go, we have a preview provider. Now this preview provider, let's just jump to definition, is of SwiftUI. As you can see, it is available only on iOS 13. Okay, so yeah, let's just, yeah, as you can see, the canvas already popped up, but yeah, we still have some values. And yeah, let's just, what's going on here with iOS 13? Yes, I do need to add in here space. So that's that. Now we want to create our previews. So again, let's just use auto completion there. We have our previews right over there. What you want to do is just use view controller. And now comes the power of preview kit. I will explain this, but just go ahead and type in to preview. And basically that is it. So let's just hit resume right over here. We should see actually a white screen, but yeah, we have our to preview. What this to preview does is actually wrapping all of our UI view controller into UI view controller representable, and then it's going to use it as a preview. So yeah, really nice. So you can just go ahead and jump to the definition, the to preview, and there we go. We have our UI view controller representable. This is wrapping all of that into a UI preview, and we are using the UI preview right over there, right here. Okay, so yeah, this is the default one, iPod Touch 7th generation. Let's see if we can actually manipulate this, just one single here. So let's just go with a preview, and let's create a preview of, I don't know, let's just go for iPhone 8. Why not? iPhone 8. And let's just go for the color scheme of dot light. Okay, and display name, I don't really care. iPhone 8, the default display name will be perfect. So here we have our iPhone 8. So let's do some changes right over here. So under the view did load, let's see. Let's just go view dot background color equals dot system red. And there we go. How awesome is that? It's really fantastic. Let's just go for system blue. And you got it. And of course, if you are going to add in some labels or UI buttons, you will see the change instantly. Really nice. Of course, with the help of these previews, you can add multiple previews of, let's say, iPhone 8, iPhone 12, and so on. Really powerful. Okay, but some of you might be still working in storyboards, and that's okay. So we need to take care of legacy code. And let me just show you how easy it is to use previews with storyboards. And in order, we just deleted all of our storyboards. So in order to do that, let me just create a brand new Xcode project again. I promise you, this is our last project for today. And in this case, I will not remove the main.storyboard. We are going to actually benefit from it. So let's select app, click on the next, and let's see, storyboards previews. Okay, or maybe let's just call it storyboard previews because the interface is storyboard. Lifecycle UIKit app delegate. Let's click on next. Okay, let's make it live there. And yeah, we are not going to bother replacing the main.storyboard. What we are going to do is, again, add on the view controller. Let me just add an if and debug. So let me just copy that out. So if debug, all of this stuff, and I will just actually going to replace some stuff. Okay, because a lot of stuff is a-okay here. As you can see, it's automatically popped up the canvas. What we still need is Preview Kit. So let me just drag and drop it right over here. Make sure that it's actually in there. And now we can use it. Of course, this will actually not work because we are using our view controller from the storyboards. So what we actually want to do here is, first of all, we want to create a storyboard ID. So let's just go to main.storyboard, select our view controller. Let's just open this up. I know there's quite a lot of windows here, but let's just go ahead and right over here where it says identity storyboard ID, let's just copy out a view controller. So make sure that you do know the storyboard ID of your storyboard. Now, you have to save this. So make sure that you save it. I know it should save it, but it's not saving it. It's not going to work if you are not saving this right at this point. So yeah, we have our storyboard ID and we also know the storyboard's name. It's main. So let's go back to our view controller and let's have some more space right over here. Okay, so what we want to do is just go ahead, let's just remove all of this stuff. Well, maybe not the preview part. Okay, so we are going to go UI storyboard and with the name and the bundle. So name, that is going to be main, and the bundle, we are going to go nil. And then instantiate view controller, so instantiate view controller with the identifier, okay? And this is where view controller will come in. So the ID, the storyboard ID that we just gave it here, and then just to preview, and the other preview will just fall in nicely. Okay, so let's resume and let's see what we got here. Yeah, that's just a few lines of code, and that's really nice. Okay, so we do have our iPhone 8 right over there. Okay, now let's change some stuff. I did change the background color in programmatically, but let's just add a new label right over here. And let's just grab this label and put it right over here, there in the center. Let's just pin it horizontally in container and vertically. Let's add these two constraints. And let's just go back over here and we see nothing. And yes, that is because we do need to go and save our storyboard. So just go File and Save. You can't see this, but I'm actually going to the menu and clicking File and Save. And now if we just go back and resume, you will see your changes. There we go. We have our label. Really nice. And yeah, that covers it. Now you know how to use previews in the playgrounds, you know how to use it in SwiftUI, you know how to use it in UIKit programmatically, and in storyboards. Now, if you do like my teaching style, go ahead and check out Dev Factory. So Dev Factory is a 16 minutes one-on-one Zoom call with me, whether you have a bug in your code or if you do want to learn SwiftUI or UIKit, I can help you with these sessions. Go ahead and check out rebeloper.com/mentoring. So there you have it. Previews demystified. Now, if you did like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And while you are at it, make sure to subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell to get notified of new videos as they do come out. Now, I talk a lot about SwiftUI, Swift in general, so make sure to check out these videos as well too. And as usual, I will see you in the next one.